If you never failed at anything, then you haven't been trying hard enough. Have you ever been on a hot streak in life? I'm talking about every day for a week straight, you woke up early, cleaned your room, and went to the gym straight afterwards. For that week straight, you've been completely productive, then boom, something smacks you in the face, it ruins your productive cycle, and now you're back at square one trying to get back right. Failure and roadblocks are an unavoidable aspect of life, and they're pretty much going to hit you in anything that you try out in life long term. The good news is though, you can avoid going on a downward spiral after you reach these roadblocks by simply following the steps I'm going to outline in this video. Welcome to High Standard University. My name is Quincy, aka Q to Go, your soon-to-be favorite smart dumb guy. My personal mission is to help you improve physically, financially, and mentally. And in this video, that's exactly what I intend to do. So bust out your notebook, go grab yourself some water, and let's get into how to deal with failure. Like with anything you intend to do long term, you need to set a foundation to put the building blocks on. And in my personal opinion, that foundation starts with building what's called a growth mindset. See, there's two main mindsets we're going to talk about in this video, and knowing which one you have is important in terms of setting your foundation to tackle failure. The first one we're going to talk about is a fixed mindset. This mindset stems from the idea that all your abilities are set in stone and they just cannot be changed. The second one we're going to talk about is a growth mindset, and this mindset describes a person that sees their abilities as ever changing, and with repetition and practice, their abilities can get better over time. Individuals with a fixed mindset are people that tend to avoid challenges so they do not fail, and once they do fail, they tend to think that these failures are permanent. Individuals with a growth mindset tend to take on challenges because the idea of failing and learning far outweighs the idea of not trying in the first place. These people also tend to view failure as a way to learn about their past mistakes just to come back and be better at it. I'm smiling right now because I like to tell this story when I'm talking about these two different mindsets. See, me and this girl that I was with at the time were discussing the importance of having an emergency fund. If you know me, I'm a very financially responsible person. I like to be prepared for when things happen that I do not know about. On the other hand, she was not very financially responsible, and she was also equipped with a fixed mindset, so it was no surprise to me when she said this during the conversation. You cannot prepare for everything, so there's no use in preparing for anything. That right there is an example of a fixed mindset. Along with equipping a growth mindset, it's important that you stop tying your identity to your results and start focusing on your process. Let me explain. See, often as men, we tend to use our accomplishments as our ID cards. In other words, we tend to let our success do the talking. And I gotta admit, at a glance, this sounds perfectly fine. But letting your success do the talking can lead to you being very results driven. And being results driven can lead to failure having a bigger impact on you overall. Instead of focusing on your results, I think it's much more important that you focus on your process. This is a concept I came across in the book Atomic Habits, and it really opened my eyes because how much sense it actually makes. Your identity is tied to your process, not your results. You're not a basketball player because you score 20 points per game. No, you're a basketball player because of your process, because you spend hours on top of hours practicing and playing the game every week. And Robert Greene isn't considered an author because he's a New York Times bestseller. He's an author because of his process, because he spends hours on top of hours perfecting his craft. You'll notice if you take this tip to heart and start focusing on daily action, the results you desire will come as a byproduct. Failure will no longer be tied to numbers or accomplishments because those things will come from your intense focus on process. Okay, so far we talked about how a growth mindset and a focus on process can help you deal with failure. But this topic will not be complete without talking about responsibility and accountability. We've all met that person that seems like they can't take responsibility for anything they do. It's always somebody else's fault for why they can't do this and they can't do that. These type of people really tend to get on my nerves though, because they don't even do the little things like smack the like button and subscribe for more content. It's your job as anybody who wants to be successful to take the right amount of accountability for anything that happens in your life. Yes, there will be external factors that throw roadblocks in your way, but you must recognize and take accountability when those factors seem external, but they're really internal. For example, did you really miss the gym that day because it was finna storm? Or did you miss the gym because you didn't feel like getting out in the rain? Did you really get in credit card debt because you had an emergency? Or did you really get in credit card debt because you didn't have an emergency fund like a financially responsible person should have? When it's external, when it's internal. But the latter is the only healthy way for you to deal with roadblocks, because it's the only one that takes fucking accountability for why things didn't go your way in life. Trust me, you'll be okay. Understand that the failure was your own doing, adjust, and you'll come back better next time. I promise. It's funny because this has literally happened to me on several occasions where I'll miss the gym for a couple days because I'm just fucking lazy, and I literally had to sit down with myself and be like, bro, you missed the gym for a couple days, you got to get to a day tomorrow. No exceptions. All 3 tips I gave you today were required in those sit downs that I had with myself. 1, I had to have a growth mindset, because if I didn't, I would have gave up my entire goal of getting fitter the first time I missed a day. 2, I focused on process, because to be honest, the goal of working out 5 days a week was failed once I missed that day. But I was so focused on process and working out day by day, I was still able to get the benefits of working out 5 days a week. And 3, I took accountability and responsibility for my actions. I didn't blame the rain. I didn't blame my busy schedule. I blame me, myself, and I'm a better man for it today. Now, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I'll leave the links down below in the description. I appreciate everybody for sticking around, and y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I'm gone.